every now and again, a new car comes out and it's very good, and then everyone just kind of forgets about it. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember the Citroen ëC4? Yeah, you forgot about that one, didn't you? Well, forget no longer, because here she is. Yeah, new bits outside, new bits inside. She's had a full-blown facelift. Not me, that's just Botox. This is a full facelift. Shall we have a look around? Come on then. Introducing the brand new face, which includes the new badge. Now, this badge was introduced in the Citroen Ollie concept. Do you remember that? Such a cool car. And since then, it's now being added on to more and more Citroen cars, and I like the look of it. I mean, yes, it's pretty big and pretty chunky. Also, while I'm pointing at it, I've just noticed that the camera out the front sticks out quite a lot. Maybe they could have made that flush. We'll ignore that. But we now have a whole new kind of front design going on, which is now going to be the new face of Citroen. So it'll end up, maybe a few years down the line, that you'll be driving in the dark and a Citroen pulls up behind you and you'll just recognise it by its light design alone, because we now have a 3-tier thing going on, which is front and back, by the way. So single light here, double here, single here. I think it looks very smart. Very neat. This is also a new colour, by the way. It's called Manhattan Green. I like it. Let's make our way down the side. Now, this car has been fully designed with efficiency in mind. So they've really thought about this particular bit just here. Took it for a wind tunnel, just to make sure that the airflow is absolutely correct as it comes around the car as you're driving. And we also have new wheels. These are called amber. So they've got a whole new design going on, which makes them extremely efficient. So in terms of the design, the diamond cut, etc., good efficient wheels. Now, as we head down the side, you may have noticed there's a little tiny splash of colour. You see it down there? There it is. Now, the colour we have here is like a sort of goldy bronze type colour. You can get them down the side and also up the front. These are customisable. Yeah, you can chop and change and have whatever you want in there. So when we did the Citroen ëC3, it was like a French flag, which I thought was quite nice. I wonder what I would have. I don't know, maybe like a stretched out image of Manos on his side like that. That would be nice. The back. So, we've got a whole new bum as well. So we have the lighting design that I mentioned earlier. 1, 2, 3. See, it's going to be a whole new thing for Citroen, which actually I don't think looks too bad. And then you have the new Citroen look at the back. You can feel that. I thought that was going to be flush. No, it just feels like a sticker. Well, there you go. But the whole rear has basically all been redesigned to look a bit more stylish. I feel like I'm leaning on a shelf. Just realised. Then I'll leave my phone on this shelf. You're going to knock that, aren't you? You're going to walk around the car and you're going to knock it with your stuff. Say you've got shopping and that. You're going to walk around. You're going to knock that. I know I would anyway. Let's have a look at the note. That's all right, isn't it? Now, we've got 380 litres of space in here, which I know, I'm going to say this. Now, someone who's been working in cars for such a long time, I've driven so many cars, someone tells me a boot space number of 380 litres, and I can't picture what that is in my head. What is 380 litres? No one really knows. What can you get in there is the most important thing. You can get a full-blown weekly shop in there. Full-blown weekly shop. Maybe a couple of suitcases. Big one, little one. That's more like it, isn't it? Is it electrified? No. Oh, making me do physical work.
Your phone.
My phone! On the shelf. I've opened and closed the boot and it stayed on the... It's a good shelf, that. Better than my ones at home. It's crazy, isn't it? Now, Citroen is known for comfort, isn't it? I mean, over the years, you buy a Citroen because they are incredibly comfortable. They have their advanced comfort seats. Well, we now have even better advanced comfort seats, which has thicker foam, I've been told. I haven't sat in them yet. Shall we do a sit test? Yeah? All right then. Okay. Oh, hold out. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? I am a sucker for a Citroen seat, I really am. I think as I'm getting older, I'm starting to appreciate comfort more. Because that is cushy on the tushy. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme, but here we are. That's very nice. Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel the thicker foam. I can feel the cushioning under my thighs. Ah, I'm happy with that. I could sit here all day. This is the kind of car where you can get stuck in so much traffic and just not be bothered about it. You're not going to get a numb bum in this at all. Look at the padding. Good seats, good seats. We also have a couple more changes in here. So we now have a 7-inch screen behind the steering wheel instead of a 5. So you've been upgraded to 7. Treat yourself to an extra couple of inches. Why not? And it's just got everything that you need in there. You don't need anything more than your driver information, do you? And you've got a 10-inch screen just here. Now, every time I've sat in a Citroen, I haven't had any issues tech-wise. All seems to work pretty nicely. I've just noticed we've got bit of wireless charging there. There's a USB-C port and a USB port. That's very handy because most cars these days just go for a USB-C and not everyone has that. Sometimes it's a USB. I appreciate that. Bit of storage under here. Couple of cup holders in there. Bit of storage in there. Little, cute though, handy. You've got the standard B button. That's interesting because actually a lot of Stellantis cars at the moment have the C button. So most cars will then drive off with regen braking already in mind, and then you can switch it off with a C. But this has got the old school B. I wonder if by 2025, when this car comes out, if that would change over to a C. Keep an eye on that one. Now, just in case you're wondering what's going on underneath, nothing's changed. It's got the exact same battery. Now, the reason they wanted to do that is not because they weren't bothered about adding more range and things like that. They want to keep it as efficient as possible. And if you go for a smaller battery, it makes the car lighter and makes it way more efficient. So, your two battery choices are a 54 kilowatt hour battery and a 50 kilowatt hour battery. Now, usable, it's 51 kilowatt hours and 46 kilowatt hours. So in total, the bigger battery, you should get around 261 miles top whack. If you're lucky, I reckon it will be less than that. Maybe around 220, something like that. And the smaller battery, you'll get around 224 miles. If you're lucky, you might get about 180 to 190 with the smaller battery, just so you know. I'm whispering because I'm surrounded by people from Citroen and I don't want to upset anyone by just giving you facts. So, also, don't tell anyone I told you this. This car doesn't come out until 2025. You know, you can buy the Citroen ëC4, the current outgoing one, for under £20,000 at the moment. I mean, you can find a really good lease deal at like £300 a month. Just might be worth looking into, unless you're really bothered about having a new badge and stuff. But just don't tell Citroen I told you that. You're welcome. Welcome to the rear seats. Again, extremely comfortable. So comfortable. I mean, that is set up for my driving position. I am 5'6.5". Half is very important, but I have got a lot of leg room back here. Just got a little pocket there. Pocket for your phone there. Is that just a USB? Is there a USB-C? That's just a USB. There's going to be arguments back here. There will be arguments back here. You can't have both in the front and then one in the back. That's not fair. Couple of cup holders, fruit pastels go in there. It's quite roomy. It's not too bad. I'm not complaining. The windows don't feel too high up. It doesn't feel horrendously dark in here. It feels all perfectly fine.
There is more new stuff too. V2L, which is electric car speak for vehicle to load charging, which basically means that you can charge your electric devices from the car's battery via a normal domestic plug. So, I don't know, fancy running a portable fridge while you're camping? Maybe you want to charge some power tools while you're away from home? Well, there we go. Job done.
So there we have it. The new Citroen ëC4. Try not to forget about this one. All right? Genuinely don't. I mean, it's not a bad looking thing. It's very comfortable. And hey, look, by the way, if you do need more space, you can always opt for this. It's the new Citroen ëC4X, the facelifted version. I know what you're thinking. It looks the same as the outgoing one because they didn't facelift the back because it didn't need it. It was perfect. Ain't broke. Don't fix it. Do you know what I mean? They have facelifted the front though. Do you want to have a look? Come. This way. New front. Yeah, so then we've got the better light design at the front as well, and the new badge at the front as well. So if you do need a Citroen, but you want something with more space, bigger boot space, then maybe you go for that one instead. We have reviewed the outgoing one of this, by the way. You can check out everything on electrifying.com. And meanwhile, while you are on YouTube, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.